And good evening. I wish I had some like really cool footage for you guys today, because if you watched yesterday, you know I got a bunch of new gear in. But today was pretty much a solid work day. We're doing kind of a redesign at our warehouse, moving shit around, building new stuff. I think I probably mentioned that last week. And today I was building a new tech bench, so we've got a proper space to work on gear there, as opposed to just our work boxes. So that was like my entire day of sawing stuff, nailing stuff, screwing stuff, all that kind of shit. Looks very, very cool though. Probably won't be showing you guys that though, because it is kind of the band's warehouse, so I don't really need to put that on camera. Probably not. But as such, I didn't really get to play with my new toys. I did a monkey around with that new lens though, which is pretty freaking cool. The depth of field in that thing is like that. It's razor thin, and the fall off is just gorgeous. I don't know when I'll have a chance to actually really go do some cool filming with it, but because it'd be like completely impractical for this thing, because any movie like this, I'd be totally out of focus, and there's zero autofocus. Even though I don't really use autofocus when I'm filming, but with that thing, I mean, when you're talking about that, it's not a very good vlog lens. On top of the fact that it's also a 50mm, so it's going to be like this as opposed to this. This. Yeah. Yeah, I suppose that. So, I will get out to monkey that thing around, or get around to monkey that thing this weekend. On top of that, I really want to try the slider out, because that thing's so cool looking. And I'm sure it works awesome. I have been messing around with the rotor light, and I finally got that thing to work. That was a bit of a pain. For anybody who buys that setup, one of the lines they mentioned in the manuals, make sure you update your firmware. Yes, update your firmware. Camera, everything. Like, it has to be current. Also, the communication between the rotor light and the Elinchrom Skyport is a little hard to set up. It's the instructions really aren't in the manual for it, because it's two different companies. There is a good video on Rotolight's site though on how to get those to communicate. So if you end up buying those things, you want to use them, there's actually a video that says do this, do this, do this, do this, do this, and do this, and it works. But it took me a good like half hour of doing scratching, trying to figure this stuff out before I finally had to work. Thankfully it does. And I will be using that to shoot tomorrow, because I have a shoot tomorrow morning at dark 30, so I'm going to be using that light. Hopefully, that's the plan. It's a little different coming from working with studio strobes, which is also what I'm using to light me right now, because I have this giant, I don't know if you can see that. That could have been, that's probably totally blown out, but there's a huge beauty dish behind my camera here. And it's my, one of my Einsteins plugged into it. But coming from that world where I've got a legit ton of power, but fairly slow shutter speed, and then going to kind of almost a little better than speedlight, but kind of speedlight world, it's a little different. So it took me quite a while to wrap my brain around it. On top of that, there's a quirk of the Sony's that once you plug a flash in, you lose kind of like the preview mode. So with the mirrorless cameras, if you guys aren't a mirrorless camera owner, when you're looking through the viewfinder or on the screen, as you change settings, you see the settings change. So like if you're underexposed, well, the screen's really dark. It's pretty handy, like function have, because you like it's what you see is what you get when you're shooting. The drawback when you plug in a flash on the camera is it basically compensates for that. So it goes, well, we're assuming you're going to put a bunch of light on this thing, so we're going to keep it all perfectly exposed. Now, it's a false exposure. It's basically like upping the gain on the LCD or the viewfinder. But when you're used to looking, just dial it in, looks good, take a shot, and now you're like, it doesn't change at all. It completely threw my head around. Also, because I'm used to working with super, super bright lights, that thing's not that bright. I mean, it's bright, but it's not like, overpower the sun bright. So it took me a good hour of outside going, I don't see anything. It doesn't really do much difference unless I have the light this close to me or the subject. once I kind of got my head wrapped around, like, oh yeah, I actually like have to redo the way I do my exposure. It seemed to work pretty good. So I'm gonna try it tomorrow. I've got a shoot at 7:30 in the morning, really early. I'm looking forward to shooting, but not being up at that early in the morning. But hopefully I'll be able to get some cool effects with it. I'm still trying to get like my my brain or still like learn and get second nature for doing the quick changes on like the temperature, the power, because you can change the color temperature on the modeling light and the strobe separately, which I don't know, it seems kind of stupid to me actually. Like I think you just want one or the other, like have both. Like I don't know why you want to change the color temp separately, because that's kind of screwy, but you can. So I gotta make sure I get better at that, because also I'm used to shooting well, at least for stills, shooting in like auto white balance because I don't care, because I do raw. But now that I have the ability to actually change color to light, I have to pay attention to that kind of thing. So a little bit of workflow change tomorrow, but I'm looking forward to giving it a shot. I think it's kind of really the only, yeah, three cool pieces of gear, right? That's all I bought, yeah. And then a bunch of little accessories. So anyway, so I will be, hopefully this weekend I'll get out the slider, bust it out, try some stuff out. Maybe even tomorrow afternoon. I think I'm going to shoot in the morning and then take the afternoon off to edit and screw around with some camera stuff. So maybe I'll do some really cool parallax slider moves with the ultra shallow depth of field of the Midicon lens. Anyways, with that though, it's going to be a short little update. I'm just kind of babbling about the gear, because I need to take a shower and kind of finish cleaning my house because it's a bit messy. Because I had to model beam here in the morning. We're not shooting here, but still something in my house. I want to make sure it looks at least semi-presentable. Also, good little tip for single guys out there: if you ever want good motivation to clean your house, have a model come over. Yeah, you're gonna want to have your house clean. Just saying. So I shall see you guys tomorrow, and regale you with stories of photo shoots and gear and whatnot, and I don't know, maybe random references to Def Leppard, because that's what I do. So with that, thank you for stopping by. I shall see you tomorrow. Have a fabulous weekend and all that fun jazz. So catch you guys later.